Hello and welcome to the Lightworkers Secret to Success channel. So excited to have you join us. If you're new here, just really excited to have you meet our team. And if you've been here before, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about all of our visions for 2021, what we see being created, what all this technology and things that are happening in the 5D and all of that exciting stuff. So um, I'm going to have each person take turn just kind of sharing their vision and what they see happening and what they'd like to see created as well. So we'll go in reverse alphabetical order. So, Pamela, would you like to start us off?
Sure. So for me, as I'm thinking about, what I want for 2021 and what the world is going to look like, I'm just seeing a lot of positive energy, um, being closer to being in that 5D world, which to me means that there's plenty for everyone and everybody's getting what they need, emotionally, physically, you know, and just that harmony, that piece of harmony. I think right now we're so lacking of that across the world. And so having that piece of harmony. But I'm also looking at, you know, this, like if you had this magical wish list and you knew that everything on it would be taken care of, right? Then it's like having the new technology for the wellness, having the, like, I know Adam talked about the med beds and with Tesla towers, but having those pieces around and not only just having it, but having it available for everyone, having the organic food available for everyone so there's not the poison and stuff, and just having that piece of harmony and where we're in touch with mother nature again and in touch with the world and with the earth itself, the planet, and the ability to send love and energy and receive it. That's what I'm looking at and what to me feels just so, that's when I think about that, that's what's really exciting to me. That's what um, inspires me, is to feel how, what that looks like, what that would be if, you just as you met anyone, there would be that harmony, that interconnection, right, that we would have on that different level. So that's what I'm envisioning.
I love that. So really like the connection with the earth and the community and the harmony and everything. I love that vision. Thank you so much. Amanda.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was muted. Oh my gosh, so I'm so excited for 2021. I know we've all been talking about this for like a long time, and so I have a long list of stuff that I want. I'll just share a couple things. One of the things is that my passion is helping people in addiction. I would love to find the secret sauce, the magic key that I can create that can just I can meet someone and then just boom, that's gone, and then we can support them with moving forward in their life and how to build their dreams. And that's what I'm passionate about. And so I do work with a lot of people in addiction, and it is very rewarding. So much so. And I actually also work with a lot of people who are in recovery. And so maybe they are um, in sobriety, but they still have that piece, that addiction piece. And so helping them figure out what that was so they don't go into relapse. So in 2021, I don't want anyone to be in addiction. I want to find something to, like, save the world. Except Pamela and I, we just healed that from me the other day. My obligation to heal the world. um the other thing is Pamela and I want to create a program to heal and inspire others to figure out what their divine purpose is, and it's going to be part healing, part coaching. So that's something that we're committed to working on. So I love to see that in 2021. I want to see um, people heal holistically, and without it being illegal, without it being like it's taboo, or you're going to get in trouble if you say this natural word, or you're going to be x'd off of YouTube, or your YouTube channel is going to be deleted because you said some, you know, plant based word. So I'm all about holistic healing. There's a couple things I want to do personally in my life, and that is just having multiple streams of income coming in so that I can help other people, and then also manifesting a house. So hopefully you guys by this time next year, like, you manifested that house, because I just manifested the car that I wanted for $20,000 cheaper. So then asking price. So I'm excited for that. And I think all of us here, we're going to make it work. We're going to make it happen. And I'm excited to see what energy, because I feel like right now with like the 1010 gate portal, and then moving into, you know, like 1221, the energy that we're using like right now is so important. So we have to raise our vibration and keep it there. So if there's people triggering us, we need to be like, oh my gosh, why am I being triggered, and release it right away, because we don't want to be manifesting um that feeling or that vibration in the future. So we have to be so careful of how we're using our energy right now. And I don't know about you guys, but since last week I've been super tired, like just drained, and it's just, I can barely do like my daily normal activities. So I'm kind of happy that I haven't had like an overabundance of sessions this week, because I don't think I probably would have had to cancel them anyway, because it would have drained me. But um I'm excited to see what you guys want to see for 2021.
Well, I love that you're working together, that you and Pamela are working together. And I apologize, there's like a truck outside of my house right now, of course. Anytime you're going to go do a live, there's always going to be a gardener somewhere or a truck. So I apologize. But I just love that you and Pamela are working together. I mean, what a beautiful co-creation, right? Together, but then for the world, and, you know, ending addiction and helping people move forward. And it's just a beautiful thing. And then um, your own personal goals and manifesting your house, and congratulations on your car. And we are in a new moon, so maybe after we share our visions, we can kind of talk about that as well, because you mentioned the portals and things like that. So beautiful. Okay, and Adam.
Thanks, Colette. So I guess I'll share my personal stuff, my personal visions, and then sort of what I see in a world sort of happening in 2021. So me personally right now, you know, I went from, you know, making roughly $2,000 a month to nothing almost. So that's pretty much where I am right now. But so my world for 2021 is that I really see myself. I've since July of this year, I've been building 7, almost 8 streams of income potentially, and I think I finally got to the point where I'm solidifying most of them, and they're starting to, you know, pick up some speed and really, really get going. And so I'm super excited to say with confidence that all 7 or 8 of them will be earning at least $10,000 a month from each of them. Um, I can confidently say that in 2021, I believe that's going to happen. I can feel it in my heart. Um, I've been doing a lot of deep meditation lately, whether it's astral planing or whether it's or sort of astral projecting, or sound baths or whatever. And what I've really started to notice is there's a physical change going on inside during meditations now, and also while I'm consciously awake, where I feel like I can feel like almost every cell in my body vibrating, and I've never been able to feel that before. So uh, I don't know what that means, but what I feel that means is that I'm switching from a three-dimensional world into a five-dimensional world. And so what I believe will happen when that happens is that I will gain telekinesis. I'll be able to, if I wanted to, which I don't know if I would want to, but read people's minds. I'll be able to tell instantly if someone's lying to me, which I feel like that's starting to happen already, where if someone tells me something that isn't true, It's like I get this icky feeling in my body, and that's the only way I can really describe it. Um, so, some physical things that I want for 2021 is I do want to buy a Tesla Model X. And I have a picture right behind the screen here of exactly what it's going to look like. So I believe that in 2021, I will own that car. That is a prediction that I'm going to make. Um, I believe in 2021, I will also buy my log cabin house that I've wanted to build for a while now. So that is something on my to-do list. And so those are some personal stuff with me. Worldwide, I can see a lot of things happening, anywhere from hover cars first coming out on the market to Tesla towers really taking over, replacing, I think, basically every telephone line in the world almost instantaneously. Like within years, you won't see telephone lines or big power lines like how we see them now alongside the roads. The Tesla towers will take care of all of that. There's also another technology like these mini little generators that are about this big that can literally go in your house and just generate free energy for you. And they can actually power up to, I think, 50 houses at once. And they're just small little generators that go in your house. So I can see those really coming to the marketplace. I think Pamela mentioned med beds or med pods. Those definitely taking over the pharmaceutical industry. Um, there's something else. There's something that's called helium hotspots, which I believe will replace cell networks all over the world. And for the people that are the early adopters, if you know what that means you see an opportunity before anyone else does, but before the majority of the population does, and you get in on it. And so right now, helium does have an opportunity for you to get in on it and get paid in helium cryptocurrency, which isn't on the open market at all right now for anyone to purchase. So I really think that's another thing. Blockchain, I think, is a massive thing that's going to come out. And if you know how to get ahead of the curve, you can make a ton of money with that, and legally too. So it's not the illegal ways that were happening. I believe all the illegal ways that politicians and drug dealers and everything that they were getting away with before will all be cut off with the new quantum banking system. If you're not sure what that is, I'd highly recommend for you to go and research it. It's a really deep topic. I mean, if you go on YouTube and search a channel called War Castles, um, watch that whole series because this has been going on for a very, very, very long time. So I since '99, just so you have some structure with that, is that's how long it's been going on. And there's a lot of things about to instantly change really, really quick. I believe that the world currency, there's now going to be no individual currency. It's just going to be one currency across the entire world, which will be backed by gold, so people can't steal or cheat the way that they have been. And also, if you work in the United States or Canada and you go to Europe or wherever, it's all the same, so you won't have to change money anymore. So I think there's going to be a lot of systems that were in place that are basically going to be broken down. I can't remember what they're called. Disturbers, industry disturbers. I think this is happening, and it's going to happen very, very worldwide. So with that, it's things are really, really, really taking off in a really positive way and really going far and really doing a lot of things. And we'll see if I'm right with all of this stuff. From all I can tell right now is the things that I'm seeing. One other prediction that is out there, and I don't know if it's true, and I'd love to hear feedback if you're watching this. But tomorrow, which today is October 16th, tomorrow, apparently there's going to be an announcement that JFK Jr. is still alive and he's running for vice president beside Donald Trump. So I am making the prediction that Donald Trump will win, and he's going to win in a landslide victory. it's going to be like 90% Trump and 10% Biden. That's my prediction. From all indications that I can see right now, that's true. I think there's going to be a lot of governments that are going to topple, and the people are going to take back their world. They've had enough of being governed and not being free and truly free. And so I really think in the next, starting in 2021, you're going to see the crumble of a lot of governments really, really crumbling really quick, and the people taking over and not allowing this to ever happen again. All the stuff that's been going on. So I hope that's helpful. I think I left a few things out that were on the top of my mind, and I don't try to talk too long, but those are all the things that I'm really feeling, and there's a lot of indications that also back that up from scientists and doctors. I believe that the truth will come out for COVID-19, and people will realize how big of a hoax it was. And I'm not saying the virus is not real. So I just want to be clear with that. There is a real virus. It does affect people, mainly the older generation, 60 plus, that have, weak immune systems already due to their lifestyle, the way that they have been. I know it does kill people, and it's not, if you do get it and you get it severe, I mean, you lose your sense of smell, you lose, like, it's not fun to have. It's a very, advanced flu is basically what it is. And so if your immune system is strong, it will fight it off. But if it's not, so to me, all that means is you should probably look at your immune system and strengthen it. Do whatever you can if you want to live long. And if you don't, then that's totally cool. Or, or stay the way you are and just buy a med bed, and the med bed will fix you right up. So, but that's all I have.
Wow, Adam, I love your bold predictions, right? I love your willingness to just speak your truth, what you really envision, and just share it with everyone. So thank you for all of that. And then as for me, I'm kind of along the same lines. I'm really excited. I really like the free energy is really important to me. If you've seen the movie Thrive Global, so all of that, like I would love for all of that to happen. Just having, the banks being like community banks, healthcare, the same thing. In India, they actually the people have taken back, and there's clinics where people have the choice of having regular medicine, homeopathy, or like their traditional Ayurveda medicine. And so there are systems that are working. And I love that we are in a place where we're getting the information now. Like it's not hidden anymore. They can't hide this information from us. And for some people, it's just so hard to believe because it just seems like so impossible. Like, why would they lie to us? Why would the doctors not want to heal us? It doesn't logically make any sense. And so like, I feel like this year has been just that way for us to open up to other possibilities, even like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. And so we're really been given that time to really feel into all of that conflict, right? Because it's very conflicting if you've been trusting your whole life that these systems are in place for your good, and then they're actually not. So for 2021, I'm really envisioning that we are open, all of us are open to the possibility that, oh, wait a second, like they were lying, and there are things that we can do, and we take back our own power within that, instead of, like Adam was saying, relying on the governments and relying on everything outside of us to take care of us. And we just really step into our power, our self-government, and take control of our money and our health. And of course there's like so much noise, but yeah, just taking back our power and stepping into that and healing anything else. I think that this year has just been a long journey of healing for so many people, and so just continuing with that. And so like personally, I love access consciousness tools. I love the bars. It's funny because I will be yes I will be like mad at somebody, and then I'll get my bars run and it's like, oh, what was I really that mad? It wasn't even that serious, you know? So we get triggered. And so it's like we're learning those tools. And so that's part of my vision, and how you guys were speaking into that of like, you know, creating programs and creating things and the technology. And now there's like even things that heal us on the quantum, like the Heelys, just taking all of those things that were previously used against us, like the technologies that were used against us, and taking them back and using them for good, for healing. So that's really what I see for the world is just being more aware and more awake and more into the possibilities, and then learning these tools, or like if we learned the tools already, using them in the world. And yeah, personally, I'm just working with people with their traumas. You know, I'm doing shadow work and trauma healing, and then the access bars, and things like that. And so, just making all of these tools that was you like woo woo before. You know, it was like, oh, that's so far out there. Like, oh, they're crazy, or like, oh, those weirdos doing like the woo woo stuff. Like now it's like, oh wow, like that stuff actually works, right? Like, oh my gosh. And so yeah, just teaching people who didn't believe before, or like didn't know, like teaching them that they exist, they work, and you can take your power back. So that's what I'm really excited for in my vision for 2021. And we have a little bit of time left. So it is a new moon today, and you guys spoke about all kinds of little like cool things, the technologies, and your work. So if you guys have any tips for um, getting through this portal and the 1010 and the moons and I think we're in a retrograde too, possibly. So Amanda, do you want to share?
You know, as you were talking, it reminded me, and Pamela and I talk about all the time, you need to learn how to muscle test. Muscle testing was a total game changer for me. And when I'm working with people one-on-one, I'm like, you need to learn how to muscle test, because I don't want people just to think like, she's just making this up. I want to say, can you test that? Can you test that? You know, so then they're starting to trust themselves. And I was with my aunt earlier this morning, and I taught her how to muscle test, and she was just like, oh my gosh. So, but I did the sway test for her. This was a little easier, but I started out doing kinesiology with her arm, you know, standing out. And I was like, hey, be really strong, resist me. And so she had some issues prior. And so I dug in there a little bit and released some of these things. And she was just like, oh my gosh, she was totally amazed. And I was like, I want you to be able to do this for yourself. And so I taught her how to do that. And all of a sudden my shoulders started to hurt really bad. And I was like, how? I was like, does your shoulder hurt? And she's like, and I muscle tested for her, and I was like, you have like a trapped emotion in there, and it hurts so bad. And so I was like releasing all this stuff, and it was like so much negative energy in there. And so she started moving her shoulder, and it literally started popping and cracking. She's like, oh, can you feel that? And I was like, oh gosh, yeah. And she goes, it wasn't doing that before. And I was like, we need to get some stuff out of there. So I released a bunch of stuff, things from when she was like 14 years old, because it was muscle testing like 13 and 14. I'm like, I don't know, like something happened between that time, and she knew exactly what it was. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I had no idea. I said, you've been carrying around that forever. So I was like, let's release it. So then as soon as I released it, like my shoulder totally didn't hurt anymore. Her shoulder wasn't cracking or popping anymore. And she was just like, that is amazing. And I've had sessions with her before, so she totally loves, you know, what I do. But everyone's always amazed at what comes up, right? So I just wanted to reiterate the importance of, bless you, Pamela, knowing like when to muscle test, which there's never a time not to, but you can use it for everything. And I'm always texting everybody and messaging people like, muscle test this, muscle test that, you know, just because I come with my own conclusions, but I'm like, I want other people to be aware of like what's being downloaded for me. And so I think muscle testing. And then I think, Pamela, do you have a video on the muscle testing already up? Okay, good. So I highly encourage everybody to please watch that video. And then Pamela and I, once a month, we do live trainings on muscle testing. So please reach out to us if you want more information about that, because we need to be able to trust ourselves, especially in these times. And because there's so much information coming at us at all, I mean, at all hours, what's true and what's not true. So I think we're all on this huge spiritual journey, and sometimes it feels like we can't even trust ourselves. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I like living in the twilight zone? Because you know, just you start thinking of all this stuff and people, you know, the truth, but you're talking to all these other people and they're like the naysayers, and they'll be like, that's not true, and that's not true, and that's not true. And it's like, where'd you get the information? Well, I don't know. I can't tell them where I got the information. I'm like, that was like freaking 5 months ago. I have no idea. I just collect information. I muscle test it. I'm like, okay, that's true. No, that's false. That's true. This is true. This is, you know, so it's hard for me to describe to other people. Like, well, where'd you get that from? Like, I can't tell you. I honestly don't know. But I know it's part of me now and it's my truth. And so with all the information coming out, um, we have to use discernment. And one way to do that is through muscle testing and asking our higher self, okay, what is true and what isn't true, and who should I be following, and maybe who shouldn't I give my energy and attention and focus to. So I just wanted to reiterate that because as we continue to move forward to 1221 and having that solar flash that's coming, there's going to be a lot more energies digging up, they're being purged, and we're all in it for the ride. We all signed up for this, and I don't know how that's all gonna, you know, show up for each and every one of us. But I know on a spiritual level, I've been like just purging so much energy. And so I know it's not just me, I know it's everyone here. And I know we're doing it because once that happens, and once everything, like Adam was predicting, maybe some the presidential elections, we're all going to be needed, and we're going to have to hold space, and we're going to have to be um, uh, the ones that people are coming to for direction. And we want to make sure that we're grounded and that they feel safe with us. And that's another reason why we started this channel, because we're just like, we want people to feel safe and heard and loved and supported when this transition is happening. And so we're in this transition, whether you know consciously or not. Subconsciously we know, and we're like, we just, you know, most people just can't put their finger on it. They're just like, I know something's going on, I just don't know. It's because we're having like, you know, so much more energy and light come into the earth than before. I'm getting us ready and prepared. So okay, that's what I wanted to share. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Well, I was thinking too, you're talking about, like we've been talking about raising our vibrations, right? And keeping our vibrations high. And like with the new moon and all the different things happening. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys watch or not, the Schumann resonances, which just talks about, which actually shows you where the vibrations of the planet is. And those have been spiking so much lately. And it's just amazing because a lot of times you can, for me anyways, I've been able to say, oh, okay, that's why I was feeling that way at that particular time. Or that's why I woke up at, you know, I've been waking up a lot lately at 3:33 in the morning. So 3:33 in the morning. I'm wide awake all of a sudden. And so it's those kind of things, that it's that whole intergalactic, universal, where everything is just kind of vibrating at the same level, and that frequency is. And when you're in tune with your body, and when you're in tune on that level, I think it's like Adam says, you start feeling those things, you feel those changes in your body. It was interesting because was having a conversation with someone today, and they're like, well, you know, they're saying that science is saying that you could actually change your DNA, and I don't know if you could really do that yourself. And I'm thinking, yeah, we can. Right? We do that by raising our vibrations. We do that by so many different things. So yeah, we can change our own DNA. It's whether or not you believe that you can. I know I can. I know we can. But some people aren't. It's not, you know, they're not scientifically proven. Well, now the scientists are saying, well, yeah, you know, people can change their DNA. So sometimes we're ahead of the science. A lot of times people want to wait for the science to catch up, but sometimes if you are in connection with stuff and you're resonating, then you know, yeah, we've got this. This is here. So we can, all these things that we're talking about, we can bring into fruition. We can bring into our level We just have to keep that vibration for ourselves and keep that moving up.
Emil, I believe that the science is already caught up to a lot of the things that you're talking about. And if you go on Facebook group under the Schumann resonance, you'll see it. You'll see those spikes. And all that is it's measuring the Earth's vibrations on how it's going. And when you see those massive spikes and you see where they were a year ago to now, like my goodness, like that chart is lit up. There is something going on. So a reason that I was thinking that maybe you're not as advanced, or maybe you're sort of like that, you're sort of like Neo in the Matrix at first, when he's in the real world and he's in that pod and he wakes up and he starts to look with his eyes. Well, he hasn't used his eyes for like 20 plus years at that point, and he's looking around and he just can't believe his own eyes that what he's experiencing. A lot of the stuff is what I just went through. That's exactly what happened to me. When it was put in my face, I didn't want to believe it. But when I did, when I got through that and I really saw it for what it was, my goodness, I went through a dark tunnel for a little while. And thank goodness, I have Colette and Pamela, Amanda, and some others, and Rebecca, who's going to be on our channel soon again. Thank goodness I had them to be there and to bounce ideas off and for support, because there was times that when you start to learn some of the stuff that's been hidden from you, it's going to make you sick. And the other thing I was thinking is Pamela, you're talking about DNA, and what I really believe has been happening for a long time, and I know this is going to be a far stretch for some people. If this is brand new for you, you may not understand what I'm talking about, but there has been reptilian DNA that they have been trying to change human beings more into that, and there's a reason for it. And if you're not sure, take a deeper dive. If you do know what I'm talking about, you understand it. And there's a simple formula that you can do to start to disconnect your reptilian DNA. And it goes something like this. And I got this, I didn't make this up. This is from Elizabeth April. And it's just, say this 3 times, say it with intent, and that you fully believe this when you're saying it, is I choose to disengage my reptilian DNA so that I have full sovereignty over every aspect of my reality. Say that 3 times with intent, with passion, with emotion, almost to the point when tears are coming out, because you're really shedding that DNA, and you'll be able to change things like that. You have to remember that thoughts create things. Say that over and over and often. If you want something to change, say that over and over, and really get the vision and the picture in your mind of the thing that you want to create. Thoughts create things. If you think that your DNA has been disrupted or it's off track, you can change things instantly. Remember, whether you know this or not, science has already told us, if you stuck your hand underneath a high-powered microscope, what do you see? You see a whole bunch of particles rapidly moving really fast. So what does that mean? We already know that we're not solid beings. We're not these solid creatures. We're light beings. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. So that means every restriction in your mind can be instantly changed if you believe it can, and you do it with the intent and the passion. And so whether you have an illness or a disease, you can instantly change things very, very quickly if you believe that you can. So I'll just leave you with that. And that's my final thoughts. Thank you. And you guys are awesome. Leave comments, please, below if you want to get in touch with me, Amanda, or Pamela, or Colette. Listen, we're in this together, and whether you know it or not, there are some things that are changing, and for some of us, we've been sitting back and having some popcorn and watching this amazing movie just on roll. And I gotta tell you, it's better than any blockbuster movie ever released anytime, because there is so many highs and lows and things that are going on at very high levels, very high government levels. And when you're ready to see this picture and this movie that's been playing, my goodness, you're gonna love it. Like you're gonna get it on the DVD version or the streamed version. We've been watching it live for a long time, and it's been awesome, but it's coming to an end. And I think, in Neo in the Matrix, in the first one, when he picks up the phone, he says, "I'm not here to tell you that this is how this is going to end. I'm here to tell you how this is going to begin." And this is a new beginning. This is 2021. That's basically happening right now. Everything's been lined up. Fourth quarter is going to just skyrocket after the presidential elections are done. If you're not making a lot of money right now, trust me, you're going to make a lot of money. I have good feelings in it. There are so many positive things that are going on. If you're in the flow of things, if you're not in the flow, by all means, we'll show you. Just watch us and listen to what we're talking about, because it's there. Thank you.
Yeah, those are all such amazing tools. So thanks everybody, like keeping your vibration high, muscle testing, learning like these tools and your thoughts are things, and just such great helpful things, how to clear your reptilian DNA. So just use these tools. For me, I like to just get like the thoughts are things, especially around the new moon. It's just a great time to plant those seeds and really focus, and keep your vibration high. And so energy work is great, and just don't try to do it alone. I think that's what I just want to leave you with. Don't feel like you have to do it alone. Reach out to a friend or um, us, like they said. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. You're part of our community, and just super grateful that you're doing the work that you are doing here on the planet. And we are here to support you in any way that we can. So thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing, and we will see you soon.